Welcome back, players. I'm Jack with 36Cancel, and this is Coco the Weiss Cat, and today we have a special episode of our Showcasing 100 Decks series, because in front of me, I have 5 different Hololive decks to show you players at home. Now, Hololive is by far the most diverse, buildable, and techable sets ever made in Weiss 4s. It packs as many different playstyles, climax combos, and spicy one-ofs as other titles that have 3, 4, or even 5 different expansions. This is why it's no big thing at all to have 5 completely unique Hololive decks in front of me now, and also mention that this doesn't even scratch the surface of all the things you can do with the set. However, these 5 I have here represent some of the more popular and more conventional or meta builds you might see, with of course some terrible yet spicy tech added by yours truly. So let's get right into it and start with my favorite VTuber from Hololive, the Hosho Marine deck. Towards the Future Hosho Marine is widely recognized as one of the most efficient and effective finishers in all of Hololive. On play, you can sacrifice a character to look at 3 cards, add 1 to hand, add 1 to stock, and pitch the other. And her climax combo is pay 1, pitch 1, burn 2 on attack. Straightforward, cost effective, and delivers games. But while she's the starting point for many decks, you obviously get access to red no matter what you build, which means you get to use good stuff like the level 1 Poké that grabs a cost 0 character from your waiting room, puts it on the stage, and puts it in the memory at the end of your turn, and there's level 3 Poké that early play heals as long as you have 3 cards with different names in your memory. This of course is easy, being that many of your level 0 cards can go to memory, and of course Poké can send anything that costs 0. The most popular level 1 combo to use as your engine in this Marine deck is either Korone or Watame, both of which have their ups and downs. Personally, I chose the Watame just for the fact that you don't have to reverse a single thing to get your cards, but I think more people like the Korone because she can pinpoint search. The entire deck is efficient, streamlined, consistent, has access to many of Hololive's best tools, and has very few weaknesses, so it's a very popular deck for anyone running Hololive. However, don't underestimate people's love of Rushia, despite her no longer being officially associated with Hololive. The Rushia deck is another very popular build and offers a completely different strategy than the Marine deck, but is also very scary. It of course centers around this level 3 Rushia, which on climax play lets you grab any character from your waiting room and put it on the stage, ready to attack, or salvage a character and shuffle 4 cards back into your opponent's deck from the waiting room. She also happens to have Hand Encore and gets ridiculously big with her 2 specialized back row assists, which by the way can rest at level 2 to put her on the stage as an early play, meaning that you can start these shenanigans at level 2, and since she's hard to get rid of, do them for the rest of the game. If you grab another Rushia with her combo the turn you play her, and then do another combo, you can potentially add 8 or even 12 cards back to your opponent's deck that aren't climaxes, bringing their chance of canceling damage down in a huge way. You can also bring back this Marine, which heals when you bring her to the stage with Rushia, and can add a lot of soul to your attacks, both to help you punish the decompression more, or allow side attacks against problematic characters or counters. The rest of the Rushia deck is very much built around getting this online as soon as possible, meaning that you had the standard array of Hololive's best level 0s, and Korone at level 1, again the most popular choice for a level 1 climax combo here. If your opponent passes you the turn with even a tiny deck that has no climaxes, with Rushia they're basically dead, so watch out when you play against her. Now speaking of things coming out early and getting big, of course Hololive has its own brand of standby deck. Nene and Miko are the stars here, with Choco playing a side role. At level 1, Miko has a standby combo that on reverse lets you salvage a character. She's only 5500, but we have plenty of ways of making her bigger, like our trusty Matsuri Brainstormer, and our Roboco toolbox that also acts as a standby target discard outlet. Choco is a somewhat popular level 2 standby target because she acts as a 3500 stage backup, and just for fun, if you play her climax and standby her out, you can stand her that turn. I run 1 copy of it for the memes. The other popular target is this less funny but more consistent 2/2 10k Hand Encore Pekora, and some would like to play this 2/2 Botan that can attack the back row. Your level 3 is where things get interesting though. First you have this back row Miko, which is a 2k assist in front, and also a Brainstormer, meaning that you don't have to sacrifice your Brainstorm ability to the standby gods. And then Nene has a mishmash of abilities if you have 3 or more different cards in your memory, the first of which is Hand Encore, meaning that she's very tough to get rid of. Also, once she's in your front row, if you don't cancel damage, you can look at the top card of your deck and put it in the waiting room if you want. With multiple Nenes out, this can do a lot of damage scrying. Her actual climax combo is a bit of a coin flip, but potentially devastating. On attack, mill the top, and if it's a level 1 or higher card, burn 3, otherwise do nothing. It's hit or miss for sure, but it's also free. Combined with her defensive abilities, she's probably one of the most interesting standby combos that even exist, and playing a deck built around her is very fun and compelling. So, thus far, 2 out of the 3 decks we discussed center around getting level 3s out at level 2. So why not another? Don't worry, this is actually totally different. How about a deck with 2 different level 3 combos and no level 1 combo? Well, say hello to, on the stage, Amane Kanata. She heals when she comes in from your hand, and she has a rather unique climax combo. At the start of your attack phase, you can choose up to 2 characters in your waiting room and put them into your hand or stock in any combination. Now this is a pretty amazing support combo and a powerful engine, but it's on a level 3. Good thing this 2500 backup Kanata changes into her when you play the climax. So you see, you can heal, salvage, and get stock and get some pretty sizable advantage when you hit level 2. To support this, the deck runs a lot of cards specifically to filter and search for this combo, like this level 0 Kanata that bonds for the level 3 and also lets you sack her and salvage. But what do you do with all the resources you build with Kanata? This is where Coco comes in. No, not Coco the Weiss cat, Coco Kiryu. Towards the future, Coco Kiryu is also a healer, and with her combo, which is on a choice, when you reverse a battle opponent, you can pay 1 and pitch 1 up to 5 times. For each time you do, and 1 additional time, you put the bottom 3 cards of your opponent's deck into their waiting room, and if there's a climax among those cards, you burn 1. Do you see how this can add up to a lot of damage for a mega explosive endgame that also kills compression? This Kanata combo can support a lot of the more expensive Hololive top ends, but Coco is a perfect choice in my eyes. You also get access to all the good yellow stuff that Kanata would play anyway, without having to splash another color for a different finisher. Just make it to level 2 and you're good as gold. So these decks that we've showcased are pretty unique. So how do we close out? Well, since we've got so many decks that put out level 3s at level 2, how about one that can put out level 3s at level 1? Now here's a strange and awesome deck. 4 standby, 4 bar, and we had that level 1 Miko combo that we already saw in the 8 standby build. But what makes this deck tick is hashtag Sora art Tokino Sora. This 2-1 is a level assist that, on play, bonds for the level 3 Sora. At the start of your climax phase, you can pay 2 and put her in your waiting room, and put the level 3 Towards the Future Together Tokino Sora on the stage where she was, and that card gets plus 1k power. This level 3 Sora gets plus 2k if you're playing the game, so she sits at 11k. And her climax combo is that when the bar climax is placed in your zone, she gets plus 1k, and at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can choose one of their characters and give it minus 2 soul. And third, the most important ability, when she's played to the stage, or from your deck, you can pay 1 and search your deck for a copy of herself and put it on the stage. Yes, this works multiple times. Yes, this means you can chains once and have 3 Sora. And yes, thanks to standby, if you standby this 2-1 while you're level 1 and untap while you're still level 1, you can make this entire combo happen at level 1. And of course, this is supported by a suite of cards that can protect your Soras, like this Brainstorming Sora that can also send itself to the waiting room and save another character, and give them 3k, or this Aki Rosenthal that has Bodyguard, not even allowing your opponent to attack your Soras. The only downside of this deck is that it doesn't have a real finisher, but you can always run a secondary finisher, like this Choco that lets you pitch 2 and burn 1, unleash this monster on your opponent, and watch them cry. So that was 5 totally different and unique Hololive decks. And you know what? That's not even close to everything Hololive can do as a set. Especially with the premium booster coming up soon, Hololive is truly a bottomless bag of possibilities, so I hope you enjoyed this Hololive themed showcase, and you can look forward to more episodes in my Showcasing 100 Decks series very soon. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.